everyone, welcome to my channel Crochet for Baby. Thank you for subscribing. In today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make this little dress for a baby from 6 to 9 months. You can also make this dress longer and use it as a baptism or christening gown, or you can also make it shorter by simply reducing the number of rows that I do. You can also make it a little smaller or a little bigger by simply using a different hook size. The measurements, I give them to you as we work the little dress. So now, without further say, let's get started, and thank you for watching. Okay, before we get started, I wanted to show you the yarn that I'm using. It's a light number 3 yarn. I'm using this brand here, but if you can't find this brand, I had to order this one here online. You can use cotton number 10 thread. The only thing is that you're going to have to use 2 strands. And then another thing is that we're going to start with the 3mm crochet hook, and with this hook we're going to make the yoke and the sleeves. Then we're going to switch to a 3.5mm crochet hook to make the skirt. Okay, and then another thing which I get a lot of questions is making the dress a little bit bigger. This little dress that we're going to make is for a baby from 6 to 9 months. If you want to make it, let's say from 9 to 12 months, the only thing you have to do is use a 3.5mm crochet hook to make the whole dress. And if you want to make it a little bit smaller, let's say 3 to 6 months, just use a 2.75mm crochet hook and you'll get an approximate size, like I said, between 3 and 6 months. Okay, so now let's get started. Okay, so the first thing that we need to make this yoke is a 3mm crochet hook. To begin, the first thing is we need 75 chains. I have mine ready here. These chains that I have here, it measures 33 centimeters or 13 inches. Okay, and to begin, on the 5th chain from the hook, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we're going to do a double crochet. Now these chains here count as 1 double crochet. I'm going to make a total of 12 double crochets. So I have 2. The part that we're doing right now is this part here. Okay, so I have 2. 3, 4,
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11,
and 12. 12 double crochets. Okay, from here to here it measures 4 centimeters or 2 inches. Okay, and now we're going to work this part here. Okay, so to do that, I'm going to chain 1, and into the next chain I'm going to make 1 double crochet. In total, I'm going to make 12. 1, 2,
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10,
11, and 12. Okay, again I have 12 double crochets, and again from here, from the bottom here up to here, it measures 4 centimeters or 2 inches. Okay, and now we're going to work the back part, this part here. Okay, so to do that, we're going to chain 1, and into the next chain I'm going to make a double crochet, and I'm going to make a total of 24 double crochets. So I have 1, 2,
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23,
and 24 double crochets. Okay, now from here to here it measures 8 centimeters or 4 inches. Okay, so now to do this other part here, this side here, we're going to chain 1 and into the next chain I'm going to make a double crochet. In total I'm going to make 12. So I have 1,
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11,
and 12. 12 double crochets. Okay, and that's what it looks like. And again, from here to here, it measures 4 centimeters or 2 inches. Okay, so now we're going to work these last 12 stitches, which is this part here. Okay, and to do that, we're going to chain 1 and into the next chain, a double crochet. So there's 1,
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11,
and 12 double crochets. Okay, and this is how you do your first row. Okay, so just to recap, we did 75 chains. On the 5th chain from the hook, we did a double crochet. Then we worked 12 double crochets. We did chain 1, and into the next chain, we worked again another 12 double crochets. We did a chain 1, and into the next chain, we worked 24 double crochets. We did chain 1. We worked 12 double crochets again. We did a chain 1, and into the next chain we did these last 12 double crochets. Okay, so now for the second row, this is what we're going to do. We're going to chain 3. We're going to turn. Okay, on this row and every other row, we're going to work our double crochets into the back loop of each double crochet. So it's on every other row. Okay, I'll show you the next row what you need to do, but for this row we're going to grab the back loop of the double crochet and make a double crochet on top of it. We're just going to work double crochets into each one of these, making sure to insert your hook into the back loop of every double crochet of your previous row, just like this. Okay, we're going to do this until we come to the first chain 1 space. my last one here before my chain one space. Inside the chain one space, you're going to insert your hook and make 1 double crochet, chain 1, and another double crochet inside the chain one space. Okay, and then now we're just going to continue again, working double crochets into the back loop of every double crochet. So there's 1, 2,
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11,
and 12 double crochets. Okay, and then again, I have a chain one space. Always double crochet inside the chain one space, chain 1, and double crochet again inside the chain one space. Okay, and then now again, I'm going to work these 24 double crochets, making sure that I insert my hook into the back loop. Okay. 1, 2,
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22,
23, and 24 double crochets. And again, I have another chain one space, insert my hook and make a double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. Okay, and then now I'm just going to work these 12 double crochets on this side and making sure I go into the back loop, double crochet, 1,
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10,
11, and 12. And again, I have another chain one space. I'm going to make a double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. Okay, and now I'm just going to complete these last 12 double crochets, and again into the back loop, 1, 2,
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10,
11, and into the last chain here, my last double crochet, 12. And this is how we complete our second row. Okay. Okay, and this is what it looks like. Okay, now for rows 3 through 12, you're going to do this. You're going to alternate, like I said, between making your double crochets into the back loop or making it this way for the third row. We're going to chain 3, and instead of going into the back loop, we're going to go into the stitch, grabbing both loops. Okay, this row is easy. So 1, 2,
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11,
12, and 13. Okay, and then into the chain 1 space, again, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. And then you're just going to continue working your double crochets, making sure you grab both loops. And you're going to alternate between this second row and the third until you have a total of 12 rows. And this is what it looks like. As you can see, when you do that, it creates this very pretty design here, which is how I did mine. If you can see that, that's what I did. Okay, I finished making my yoke. I decided to do 14 rows. At the end of the 14th row, I have a total of 176 double crochets all around, and my last row was the one where we do the double crochet into the back loop. Okay, so the measurements are from here to here. It measures 14 centimeters, which is 5.5 inches. This part here, from here to here, and the same for this one, these are both the same size. It measures 11 centimeters, which is 4.25 inches. And then we have this part here. These are going to be our sleeves, as well as on this side. This part measures 17 centimeters, which is 6.25 inches. And the back, from here to here, it measures 23 centimeters, which is 9 inches. Okay, so now that we've completed this part, let me show you row 15, which is where we're going to divide our sleeves. Okay, so now for the 15th row, this is what we're going to do. So I'm going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3. I'm going to turn. In this 15th row, this is where we're going to divide our sleeves. And if you remember, I told you that my 14th row was where I was doing my double crochets into the back loop. So now for this row, we're going to make our double crochets into both loops, okay? So beginning here into this next double crochet that's here, not this one, but this next one, we're going to make a double crochet into each one of these double crochets that we have here. In total, we're going to have 26 double crochets, including these 3 chains that count as one double crochet. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23,
24, 25 double crochets, and inside the chain 1 space, 26 double crochets. Okay, so now we're going to skip this part, and I'm going to make 1 double crochet inside this chain 1 space. Okay, and here's our first sleeve. Okay, so now I'm going to continue right along this part here. In total, I'm going to have 52 double crochets. So 1, 2, 3,
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49,
50, 51, and 52 inside the chain 1 space. So 52 double crochets. And then here again, we're going to skip these double crochets, and then inside our chain 1 space, I'm going to make 1 double crochet. Okay, so now here I'm going to work these double crochets. In total, I'm going to have 26 double crochets. So there's 1, 2, 3,
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24,
25, and 26 double crochets. My last one will go here into these 3 chains. 26 double crochets. Okay, so here's our yoke with our sleeves divided. Okay, this is what it looks like. Okay, so from here on, we're going to begin counting because the next row is going to be part of our skirt. So I will show you that row next. Okay, so I'm here at the end of the 15th row. So before we start on our first row, we should have a total of 104 double crochets on this last row that we worked, row 15. Okay, so here what we're going to do is we're going to join here on top of the first double crochet, not the 3 chains. These are the 3 chains, but on top of the double crochet right here into these 2 loops, I'm going to make a slip stitch. Okay, and in this first row that we're going to work, this is where we're going to do a row where you can put a ribbon through once your dress is done. Okay, so here we're going to chain 4. The first 3 chains counts as 1 double crochet. The next chain is just a space chain. Okay, so we're going to turn. Okay, and here I'm going to skip this first double crochet, and into the next I'm going to make a double crochet. Chain 1. I'm going to skip 1 double crochet, and into the next 1 double crochet. Chain 1. Skip this double crochet, and into the next 1 double crochet, chain 1. Skip this double crochet, and into the next 1 double crochet, chain 1. Skip this double crochet, and into the next 1 double crochet. Okay, this is all we're going to do. So we're going to continue like this. I want to show you what you need to do once you get under the first sleeve. So double crochet, chain 1, skip 1, double crochet, chain 1, skip 1, double crochet, chain 1, skip 1, chain 1, skip 1, double crochet, chain 1, skip 1, do the next, chain 1. Okay, so here we have our last double crochet here on this side. So I'm going to skip this one and into the next. I'm going to make a double crochet, chain 1, and skip this one here, which is our first double crochet for this side. Okay, so skip this one and into the next, 1 double crochet, chain 1, skip 1 and into the next, double crochet. This is all you're going to do, so continue like this all around. Okay, so I will meet you here at the end to show you how we're going to complete this first row and start on our second row. Okay, I'm here at the end. I have a total of 52 double crochets separated by 1 chain. So here to complete this first row, I have a chain here and I'm just going to join here to the beginning with a slip stitch. And this is how I complete this first row. Now, for the second row, we're going to chain 3, we're going to turn, and into each one of these chain 1 spaces, we're going to work 2 double crochets. So beginning here, we're going to make 2 double crochets. Okay, and then again into the next chain 1 space, 2 double crochets. Okay, this is all you're going to do for this second row. So continue like this all the way around. I will meet you here at the end to show you how we're going to complete this second row and start on our third row. Okay, I'm here at the end of the second row. Here on my last chain 1 space, I only did 1 double crochet because once I join here to the beginning with a slip stitch, this makes up my second double crochet. And I have a total of 104 double crochets all around, okay, for this second row. So now for the third row, I'm going to stop using the 3mm crochet hook and switch to a 3.5mm crochet hook. Okay, so from here on, we're going to work with this hook. So for the third row, I'm going to chain 3. I'm not going to turn or anything because immediately into this space right here, right between these 2 double crochets and these 2 that we just did, I'm going to make 1 double crochet, 2 chains, 2 double crochets into this same space, just like this. This is our first fan for this third row. Okay, and then into the next space. So the spaces that we're working, these stitches are between each of these 2 double crochets. So we have 2 double crochets here and 2 double crochets here. So in between them right here, now I'm going to work a double crochet. So we're going to alternate between making a fan and a double crochet. So into the next space, I'm going to make a fan. So 2 double crochets, 2 chains, 2 double crochets into this same space. Okay, and then now into the next space, 1 double crochet, skip these 2 and into the next space, 1 fan. So 2 double crochets, 2 chains, 2 double crochets. Okay, and then skip these 2 double crochets and into the space, 1 double crochet. Skip these 2 double crochets and into the next space, a fan, which is 2 double crochets, 2 chains, 2 double crochets. This is all we're going to do. So you're going to alternate between making a fan and a double crochet And all you have to do is just skip these two and into the next space, 1 double crochet, or into the space, a fan of 2 double crochets, 2 chains, 2 double crochets. Okay, so continue like this all the way around. I will meet you here to show you how we're going to complete this 3rd row and start on our 4th row. Okay, I'm here at the end of the 3rd row. My last stitch is a double crochet here in this chain 1 space into the last chain 1 space of this previous row. So here to complete this row, all I'm going to do is make a slip stitch into these 3 chains, and this is how I complete the 3rd row. Okay, so now for the 4th row, we're going to chain 1, we're going to turn, and then here immediately on the side we have a double crochet right here. So what we're going to do is a front post double crochet, and to do that you need to do a yarn over, insert your hook through one side, come out the other like this, pull up a loop, and make a double crochet just like this. This is how we're going to work all of these double crochets that are in between each one of these fans. Okay, and then we have a fan inside this chain 2 space. We're going to work 3 double crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 2 chains, and then 3 double crochets. From here on, this is how we're going to work our fans. 3 double crochets, 2 chains, 3 double crochets. Okay, and then again we have a double crochet between each fan. Same thing, a front post double crochet. So yarn over, insert your hook through one side, come out the other, pull up a loop, 2 loops out, close. Okay, and then again we have another fan. So 3 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, 2 chains, 3 double crochets, 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then again we have our double crochet between each fan. Same thing, front post double crochet, and then again one more fan. So 3 double crochets, 2 chains, 3 double crochets. Okay, so you're going to continue like this for this 4th row. I will meet you at the end right here to show you how we're going to complete this 4th row and start on our 5th row. Okay, I'm here at the end of the 4th row. So from here on, this is how you're going to finish each row. Right here we have a chain that we did at the beginning. So I'm going to insert my hook through there and make a slip stitch. Okay, and this is how I complete this row. You're going to do the same for every row that follows for a total of 24 rows. Okay, so now for the 5th row, so rows 5 through the 24th, this is what you're going to do. You're going to chain 1, and you're not going to turn, you're not going to do anything, because from here on we're going to work only on this side. Okay, so immediately here we have this front post double crochet. You're going to do the exact same thing, a front post double crochet. So you just do a yarn over, insert your hook through one side, come out the other, pull up a loop, take 2 loops out, take 2 loops out, and close. Okay, and then we have our 3 double crochets, 2 chains, 3 double crochets. You're going to do the exact same thing inside the chain 2 space. 3 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, 2 chains, 3 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, and then we have these double crochets that are in between each fan. So remember, we're going to work these into a front post double crochet just like this. Okay, and then from here on, this side is your right side, so you can turn this over because it's probably going to be a lot easier. So you're just going to work around just like I showed you, making a fan on top of each one of these fans of 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 2 chains, 3 double crochets. Okay, just like this. And then right here where you have your double crochet, again a front post double crochet. This is all you're going to do, so continue like this. I will meet you at the end of the 24th row to show you how we're going to complete the row and start on row 25. Okay, I'm here at the end of the 24th row, so here I'm just going to join to the beginning right where I have my first chain with a slip stitch. And this is how I complete my 24th row. Now for the 25th row, we're going to chain 1, and then here into this first front post double crochet, we're going to do the same thing, a front post double crochet. Okay, and then inside each one of these chain 2 spaces, we're going to make 8 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we have our double crochet here, same thing, a front post double crochet. And then again we have another chain 2 space, same thing, 8 double crochets. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then again a front post double crochet. This is how you're going to continue for this 25th row. I will meet you here at the end to show you how we're going to complete this row and start on our 26th row. Okay, I'm here at the end of this 25th row, so to complete this row, I'm just going to join here to the beginning where I have this first chain with a slip stitch, and this is how I complete this row. Now for the next row, what we need to do is I'm going to make 1 chain, and right here where I have this front post double crochet, this time I'm only going to make a front post single crochet, just like this. Okay, then I'm going to turn. In this row we're going to turn. Okay, so here what we're going to do is on each space that's between each one of these double crochets, we're going to work 1 double crochet, chain 1. So beginning here on this first space, 1 double crochet, chain 1, and then into the next space, 1 double crochet, chain 1, and then into the next, same thing, 1 double crochet, chain 1, 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 and here into this last one, 1 double crochet. Okay, and then here notice that I have not made 1 chain because I'm going to jump into the next fan, and beginning here on this first space I'm going to make a double crochet. Okay, chain 1, into the next space, double crochet, chain 1, into the next space, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 1, and 1 more, double crochet. Okay, no chain 1 here because we're going to jump into this next space for the next fan. Okay, so here we're going to make a double crochet, chain 1, and then from here on we're going to continue like this. Okay, so continue like this all the way to the end I will meet you here at the beginning to show you how we're going to complete this row and start on our next row. Okay, I'm here at the end, so here I'm not going to make my last chain. I'm just going to immediately join here to the beginning with a slip stitch right here. Okay, and this is how I complete this row. So now for the last row, what we're going to do is we're going to chain one, we're going to turn, and here into this first chain one space, I'm going to make a single crochet, chain three, a single crochet into the next chain one space, chain three, a single crochet into the next chain one space, chain three, single crochet into the next chain one space, chain three, single crochet into the next chain one space, chain three, and a single crochet into this last chain one space for this fan. Okay, and then we have our next fan. So we're not going to chain anything here. We're just going to immediately go into the first chain one space for this fan and make a single crochet. Okay, then 3 chains, single crochet into the chain one space, 3 chains, single crochet into the next chain one space, 3 chains, single crochet into the next chain one space, chain 3, single crochet, chain 3, single crochet. Okay, and then we're going to skip this space here and then to the first space for this next fan, single crochet, chain 3, single crochet into the next chain one space, chain 3, single crochet. You're going to continue like this all the way around, and as you can see, this is what it looks. It looks very pretty, and that's what it looks like. Okay, so continue like this. I will meet you here at the end to show you how we're going to complete this row. Okay, I'm here at the end. I'm just going to join here at the beginning where I have this first chain with a slip stitch. I've already cut my yarn, so I'm just going to pass this through and pass this last yarn through this last stitch. And now just hide this remaining yarn, and this is what it looks like. Here's our finished border around our skirt. Okay, and there it is. This is what it looks like. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to work on the collar. So I'll show you that next. Okay, so now to begin working around the neckline, making sure that your dress is on the right side. So the right side is right here where you can see these front post double crochets. So right here on one side, I'm going to introduce my hook through this last chain and bring this loop that I have ready into the front, and I'm going to chain 1. Okay, and immediately into this first space, I'm going to make 1 single crochet. Then into the next 2, I'm going to work a stitch reduction. So insert your hook, pull up a loop, insert your hook into the next, pull up a loop, 3 loops on my hook, close. Okay, and into the next space, 1 single crochet, into the next 2, insert your hook, pull up a loop, insert your hook into the next, pull up a loop, close. Okay, so you're going to alternate between making a single crochet and then a stitch reduction by just inserting your hook, pull up a loop, insert your hook again, pull up a loop, 3 loops on my hook, close, and then into the next a single crochet. So continue like this all around. I will meet you at the end to show you how we're going to complete this row and start on the next row. Okay, I'm here at the end. I have 1 single crochet here into this last space, and then here again I'm going to make 1 single crochet on top of this last stitch. So just like this. So at the end we have 2 single crochets. Now for the next row we're going to chain 1, we're going to turn, and now here all we're going to do is work single crochets into each one of these single crochets that we just did, just like this. Okay, so only single crochets for this row. So continue like this. I will meet you at the end to show you how we're going to complete this row and start on our next row. Okay, I'm here at the end. I have a total of 49 single crochets. So here to begin our next row, I'm going to chain 4. The first 3 chains count as 1 double crochet, and the next chain is just a chain space. We're going to turn, and immediately into the same space where I just did my last single crochet, I'm going to go back in and make 1 double crochet. And then I'm going to skip 1, 2, and into the third I'm going to make a double crochet, chain 1, and then double crochet. Okay, this is all we're going to do for this row, just V stitches. So skip 1, 2, and into the third single crochet, 1 more V stitch, which is a double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. And then again, skip 1, 2, and into the third single crochet, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. This is all you're going to do for this row, so continue like this. I will meet you at the end to show you how to complete this row and start on our next row. Okay, I'm here at the end. I did my last V-stitch on top here of my last single crochet. So here for the next row, I'm going to turn, and inside the chain 1 space, I'm going to go in and make a slip stitch. Okay, now I'm going to chain 3. And I'm going to go back in and make a double crochet, 2 chains, 2 double crochets. Okay, and then into the next chain 1 space, or our next V-stitch, 2 double crochets, 2 chains, 2 double crochets. And then again into the next chain 1 space, 2 double crochets, 2 chains, 2 double crochets. Okay, this is all we're going to do for this row, so continue like this. I will meet you at the end to show you how we're going to finish this row and start on our next row. Okay, I'm here at the end. I finished my last fan inside this chain 1 space of this previous V-stitch. Okay, so now for our next row, we're going to turn, and into this second double crochet that's right here, I'm going to go on top and make a slip stitch, and then again inside the chain 2 space, another slip stitch. Okay, so now we're going to chain 3. I'm going to make 1 double crochet, 2 chains, and again 2 double crochets into the same space. Okay, and then we have our next little fan here inside the chain 2 space, same thing, 2 double crochets, 2 chains, 2 double crochets. Okay, and then again inside the next chain 2 space, 2 double crochets, 2 chains, 2 double crochets. We're doing the exact same thing we did on the previous row. So continue like this. I will meet you at the end to show you how we're going to complete this row and start on our next row. Okay, I'm here at the end. I finished making my last fan right here at the very end. So here I'm just going to turn, and into this next double crochet, we have this one here and then this one here right on top. I'm going to make a slip stitch, and then again inside the chain 2 space, 1 more slip stitch, and then here I'm going to chain 3. These 3 chains already count as 1 double crochet, so here I'm going to make 5 more double crochets, so in total I'm going to have 6. So I have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then inside the next chain 2 space, 6 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then the same thing into each one of these next chain 2 spaces. So continue like this. I will meet you at the end to show you how we're going to complete this row and start on our next row. Okay, I finished making my last row of these fans, and this is what it looks like. So the next 2 rows are optional. If you want to leave your collar just like it is, I think it's beautiful, and it's not as long. What I'm planning to do is just to do the exact same thing I did around here, around the skirt of our dress, so that it looks exactly like that. But like I said, if you want to leave it like this, it's up to you. That's fine. All you have to do here is just cut your yarn and leave it like that. But for those of you who want to do the next 2 rows, this is how we're going to work them. Okay, so here what we're going to do for the next row is I'm going to turn, and inside this space that's between this first double crochet and this next double crochet, I'm going to insert my hook, and I'm going to make a slip stitch, just like this. I'm going to chain 3, okay, and into the next space between the second double crochet and the third, right here, right between, I'm going to make a double crochet, chain 1, double crochet inside the next space, chain 1, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. Okay, and then here I'm not going to make a chain, but immediately I'm going to go into this first space for this next fan. So I'm going to make a double crochet. Now I'm going to chain 1, double crochet inside the next space, chain 1, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. Okay, and then here, this is our last space for this fan, and then we're going to jump into the next space for the next fan and make a double crochet. And then here we start again with our chain 1, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. This is all we're going to do for this row. Like I said, this row here and the next one is optional. So this is how we're going to do it. So I'll meet you at the end to show you how we're going to complete this row and start on our next row. Okay, I finished making this row of double crochets and chain 1 spaces, and this is what it looks like. You can also just leave it like this. You don't have to do this next row, but for those of you who want to do it, this is how we're going to work our next row. So here I finished my last double crochet. So here I'm going to chain 1, I'm going to turn, and immediately into this next chain 1 space I'm going to make a single crochet, and then chain 3, into the next chain 1 space, single crochet, chain 3, into the next chain 1 space, single crochet, chain 3, into the next chain 1 space, single crochet. Okay, so then now here we have these 2 double crochets. There is no chain 1 space because this is where this fan and this fan join. Okay, so here all we're going to do is we're going to skip this, and into the next chain 1 space, a single crochet, and then again chain 3, single crochet into the next chain 1 space, chain 3, single crochet into the next chain 1 space, chain 3, single crochet into this last chain 1 space of this fan, and then again we're going to skip these 2, and into the next chain 1 space, a single crochet, chain 3, single crochet, chain 3, single crochet into the chain 1 space, chain 3, single crochet into this last chain 1 space for this fan. So now again we're going to skip into the next chain 1 space and continue with our sequence. Okay, and this is what it looks like. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end to show you our collar once it's done. Okay, so here's our finished collar. This is what it looks like. So now what we need to do is we're going to switch back to a 3mm crochet hook, because what we're going to do is we're going to work the back here and we're going to make buttonholes. So to do that, I didn't cut my yarn here where I finished my last single crochet. So here with my 3mm crochet hook, I'm going to chain 1, and into this next space here I'm going to work a single crochet, and then one more single crochet. And then here we have a double crochet, so I'm going to go in there and make, let's see, 1, 2, 3 single crochets. And then here we have this next, I think these are 3 chains, so again 2 single crochets, and then we have a double crochet here, same thing, 3 double crochets. I'm just eyeballing this. If you feel like you can do maybe 3 or 4 or just 2 or 3, that's fine. I tend to crochet a little tight, so that's why I'm adding these around 3 or 4. So, and then here I think I'm going to do 3. Okay, and then here we have a space. I'm going to make 1 single crochet here. Okay, and then now here, this is part of the dress now. Okay, so this is a double crochet here, so let's see how many single crochets we can do. I think we can do 1, 2, and then the next one is also a double crochet, so we're going to do 1, 2. Now these are 3 chains, so 1, 2. Let's see what it looks like. If you can see, it's starting to bend a little, so I think I'm going to go back and do 3 instead of 2 because it's not looking straight to me. So here, 3 single crochets, and then 3 single crochets, and then these are 3 chains. I think here we can do 2 single crochets instead of 3, and then these are double crochets, so 3 single crochets. Okay, this one here is 3 chains, so 2 single crochets, and then the next one is a double crochet, so 3. Okay, so you're going to continue like this. As you can see, it looks nice and straight. Okay, so I will meet you down here to show you how we're going to complete this part and then start working our way up again on this other side. Okay, I finished making this part here. I did 2 single crochets into this last double crochet. So here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to introduce my hook into this first double crochet, and I'm going to pull this loop that I left here where I did my last single crochet, and I'm going to bring it through the front just like this. And then now I'm going to make a 1 chain, and then I'm going to immediately start working here on this double crochet. So here we're going to make 1, 2, okay, and then we have 3 chains here. Again, 1, 2, and then this is a double crochet. We're going to make 1, 2, 3, and then again 3 chains, 1, 2, and then a double crochet, so 1, 2, 3 single crochets. So continue like this, working in the same manner we did the other side. I will meet you here to show you the next row. Okay, I made it here to the top, and as you can see, I have also put stitch markers of where we're going to work our buttonholes. Okay, so we're going to do our buttonholes on the right side of the dress since our buttons go on the left. Okay, so here I'm only going to do 3 buttonholes on my dress. You can do 5, 4, however many you want to do, but it's going to be done in the same way that I'm going to show you. So my first buttonhole is going to be right here where I have these 2 single crochet rows, and then I'm going to skip 2, 4, 6 rows of double crochets, and then I have another stitch marker, and then I'm going to also skip 2, 4, 6 and then here's my last button. So you put your stitch markers wherever you want to do your buttonholes. So starting here at the top, I'm going to make my single crochet, and then I'm just going to work down, making single crochets into each one of these single crochets we did on the previous row, just like this. So single crochets until we get to the first stitch marker. Okay, so I have my first stitch marker right here. Let me take this off. There's a single crochet here and a single crochet here. So I'm going to chain 2, 1, 2, and then I'm going to skip 1, 2, and into the third or into the next single crochet, a single crochet. And then I'm going to just continue working single crochets until I come to the next stitch marker to make my next buttonhole. So single crochets. Okay, so one thing here, I'm going to use really small buttons for my dress. So if you're going to use bigger buttons, then make sure that it fits through this little hole that we just did. If it doesn't fit, then I would suggest that you do 3 chains instead of 2. And if it's too big for this little hole that we did, then I would only do 1 chain. Okay, that will be up to you. Okay, so now here I'm just going to continue working single crochets until I come to the next stitch marker. Okay, so almost there. Okay, so here again I have 2 single crochets. I'm going to chain 2, skip these 2, and into the next a single crochet. Okay, so this is all you're going to do. So continue all the way down here. I will meet you here to show you how we're going to complete this side here and then start working on the other side. Okay, I'm here at the end. So here I just did my last single crochet. So now to work this side here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into this first single crochet that's here, and I'm going to work a slip stitch, and then into the next single crochet I'm going to work a single crochet, and now just do single crochets until we come here to the top of the neckline. We're not going to do any more single crochets or anything here around the collar or this part here of the collar. So I will meet you here to show you how we're going to complete this part and then come back again and do one more row. Okay, I'm here at the end. I just need to work one more stitch. So here I'm going to just make a slip stitch. And this is how I complete this part. Now, to work our way back down, we're going to chain 1, we're going to turn, and then here we're just going to come back and make single crochets on each one of these single crochets that we just did, just like this. Okay, so continue like this. I will meet you here to show you how we're going to work this part so that we can continue working single crochets all the way to the top. Okay, I finished making my last single crochet here at this very bottom. So now I'm going to work this part here. So I'm going to introduce my hook on my first single crochet and then pull this loop like this through the front. And then I'm going to chain 1. And then here I'm going to go into the next single crochet and work single crochets, just like this. Okay, so when you come to your first buttonhole, what you're going to do is here I have 2 chains. I'm only going to do 1 single crochet, and then immediately I'm going to go into the next single crochet. I'm going to use really small buttons, and this is perfect. This is the perfect size for me, so I'm only going to do 1 single crochet right where we did the 2 chains. Okay, and then all you're going to do now is just continue working your single crochets all the way to the top. Remember to do the same thing for every buttonhole. So I will meet you here to show you this part once it's done. Okay, I'm here at the end. I finished making my last single crochet inside the chain 2 space. So here I'm just going to go in and make a slip stitch. I'm not going to work this part here because we don't need to. And then here I'm just going to cut my yarn and pass this through this last stitch, just like this, and pull it and make sure you hide this. And here's this part all complete. Okay, so there it is. That's what it looks like. Okay, so now we're going to work on our sleeves. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to work on our sleeves. This one I already finished making. So here on this side, making sure that we're still on the right side, and with a 3mm crochet hook, this is what we're going to do. Okay, I'm going to make a loop here at the end of my yarn, and right here, right under our sleeve on this side here, I'm going to introduce this loop, bring it through the front, and chain 3. 1, 2, 3. We're going to turn. Okay, and then here we're going to work double crochets all around. So beginning here, these 3 chains already count as 1 double crochet. So beginning here, we have this double crochet that's right across. I'm going to make 1 double crochet there, and then here we have all of these other double crochets. So on top of this one here, the first one, I'm going to make a double crochet, and I'm going to go into both loops. For this first row, that's what we're going to do. You're going to repeat rows 1 and 2. Row 1, like I said, all you do is you go into both loops and you work from the inside out. Okay, just like this. So continue like this all around, just making double crochets into each one of these double crochets that are around the sleeve. So I will meet you here at the end to show you how we're going to complete this row and start on our second row. Okay, I'm here at the end of the row. I'm almost done. So here to complete this row, I'm going to make a double crochet right here where I have this double crochet that's right across. Okay, in total I have 41 double crochets. So here I'm just going to join to the beginning with a slip stitch, and this is how I complete this first row. Now for the second row, we're going to chain 3, we're going to turn, and we're going to work now this way, making double crochets, but in this row we're going to only go into the back loop, just like this. Okay, these are the 2 rows that you're going to repeat, the one that we just finished and this one. The second row is the same thing, except that you just go into the back loop, just like this. Okay, so continue like this. I will meet you at the end to show you how we're going to complete this row and start you on the third row. Remember, we're always going to be left with 41 double crochets. Okay, I'm here at the end of the second row. I'm just going to join here to the beginning with a slip stitch. Okay, so for this second row, I have a total of 41 double crochets. So now you're going to repeat rows 1 and 2. So for the third row, chain 3, turn, and for the third row is exactly like the first row. We're going to work double crochets into both loops of each one of these double crochets, just like this. Okay, so you're going to complete this row and then complete one more row. The next row that you're going to do is going to be exactly like the second row, just like the one that we just finished. So I'll meet you at the end of the fourth row to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I'm here at the end of the fourth row. So here I'm just going to join with a slip stitch to the beginning. Okay, and this is how we complete this part. We only did 4 rows. So now for the 5th row, we're going to chain 3, we're going to turn, and we're going to work from the inside out. Okay, so, and we're going to work this way. So here into this first double crochet on top, we're going to make 1 double crochet. With this one here, it already counts as 1, so we have 2 double crochets. Chain 2, and then again we're going to go into the same space and make 2 more double crochets. We're going to skip 1, 2, and into the 3rd we're going to do the same thing. 2 double crochets, 2 chains, 2 double crochets. Okay, and then again 1, 2, and into the 3rd, 2 double crochets, 2 chains, 2 double crochets. Okay, this is all we're going to do for this row, so continue like this. I will meet you here to show you once it's complete. Okay, I'm almost done. I just need to work 1 more fan. So here we're going to leave 1, 2, 3, and into the 4th we're going to make our fan instead of into the 3rd, because we would have left a big gap. So this way it works out perfect. Okay, so here, and then here we're just going to join to the beginning of the 3 chains with a slip stitch. And now I'm going to cut my yarn. And I'm just going to pull this through this last stitch. I'm going to pull this, and now I just need to hide this remaining yarn. And here's our sleeve. This is what it looks like once it's done. Okay, so now if you want to add a ribbon like I did on this side, this is what it looks like. This is what you need to do. Okay, I have about 12 inches of ribbon here, and I'm just going to pass it through my needle, and we're going to find the middle of the sleeve right on top. So this is the middle right here, so I'm going to just weave this through in and out every other stitch. You can do this here in this last row or the row before that. I'm going to do it on the row before that. So I'm just going to weave this part through like this and then pull it, making sure that this ribbon here is nice and straight as I'm going through each one of these double crochets, just like this. Okay, so finish doing this part. I will meet you at the end to show you what it looks like once it's done. Okay, so here I'm done. Now I'm just going to make a little knot on top, just like this. And now you can pull it a little so that this part here is like this. For small babies with tiny little arms, you can just pull it a little and it makes it look like this. Okay, so here, that's what I'm going to do. And I'm just going to make another knot, just like this. Okay, so these ribbons, you can either cut them or leave them there, but I'm just going to leave mine there because what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a little bow just like this right on top, obviously with the same color. This one's a little darker. I'll leave you with a small clip on how I did this little bow since I've been asked a couple times, so I'll leave you with a small clip that I did in another video so you can watch this next. So I'm going to just continue finishing my dress. I'll come back and show you once everything is done. Okay, so to do a little bow, this is what you need to do. I have about 12 inches of ribbon here, so with my thumb and my middle finger, I'm going to hold one end, okay, and then I'm going to wrap it over my index finger. I'm going to go over my middle finger, like this. Then I'm going to come like this under and over my index finger. And then again, I'm going to go under. I'm going to move this a little, under and over my middle finger, and then from here I'm going to go this way, under, and if you see this little space here, right here, I'm going to pass this through like this. Okay. And then here, this part here, I'm going to bring my ribbon and I'm going to go under like this. Okay, so like this. And then I'm going to pull because this is what's creating our little knot to hold our bow in place. Okay, and then you just pull just like this. Pull really hard so that it's nice and tight. Okay, and then you just wiggle your fingers and let go. And here's our little bow. Okay, so here's our finished dress. This is what it looks like. I hope you liked this video. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time.